Welcome back again to another Wargame Red Dragon replay, and again it's going to be on the map, another D-Day in Paradise, but it's going to be the version that includes the naval portions, and yeah, it's going to be a little bit more serious compared to the last game, to say the least. But yeah, even this one is actually going to be, actually I'll watch it from our opponent's perspective, there we go. But even this game is actually going to be a little bit different to the usual, because we're going to be, well, both teams are going to start off with, I think 1,000, yeah, 1,000 resources each, or rather 1,000 resources per player, so there's nothing unusual about that. But what is unusual is the fact that after that, no more resource points are going to get accumulated. So yeah, basically, yeah, what you start off with is, including points as well, which you can invest later, of course, you don't have to invest it all in the beginning. But basically put everyone's going to be limited to 1,000 resources each, and that's it. No more for the rest of the games. It's going to be a zero income, maximum impact game, I'm sure. Well, actually, I'm more than sure, I actually do know it's going to be that, because of the fact that I played this not too long ago. Yeah, pretty good game though, it's going to be quite a desperate struggle. We'll see how that unfolds actually, and yeah, in the meantime, while we're setting up, we'll just have a look at the belligerence forces. So I got myself Nightman, as well as others playing as NATO, and yeah, if I remember correctly, I'll be playing as Anzacs again. Blackbird I think is playing as Canada, and SAS Best is playing as UK. So yeah, as you can see, we're starting off with, or rather actually, looks like me for the time being, I'm starting off with some infantry and helis, just to capture these points a bit more quickly. So yeah, looks like I'll be going for Gulf. And Lexray is wondering if anyone's going to go to India, but apparently Blackbird's going there. Lexray also wondering about Juliet. It looks like SAS is going for Kilo. Blackbird going for Hotel. Lex going for Bravo. Hablos going for Delta. Non going for this little city bit. And Lex is actually going to be capturing Alpha for some bizarre reason, despite the fact that it literally, the only thing it allows you to do is to deploy naval units. But yeah, I mean, on limited resources, it's going to be interesting to see how that works out, or even if they are going to deploy any naval forces. So you got this lat there. And as for the initial order of battle, we've got 2 FOBs, so even that might be a bit overkill actually, but in either case, myself, Lightman, and SAS Best deploying a couple of MOBs, FOBs, should I say. Not Blackbird though, and oh, actually the game's about to start. Well, there you go, whatever. Blackbird going to be starting off with an initial contingent of Leopard C2s, Scouts, ADATs, Cougars, Grizzlies, some infantry and all that. So relatively light forces, and same for myself actually, relatively light ground forces, really cheap Centurion tanks, some AA, some infantry, including AA infantry, and as for SAS Best, is going to be deploying some relatively light forces as well actually, some infantry. Oh, yeah, some infantry, recon helicopter, and even a Challenger 2, which is 170. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be the most expensive single unit for this entire match. It's, in my opinion, a bit of a waste for this kind of match with no income and all that, but what the hell, we'll see what happens. It looks like Hablos coming up with an Su-27 SK, and yep, that's the Premier Soviet... Oh, yeah, that's right. Anyway, the Premier Soviet Air Superiority Fighter. And yeah, interestingly enough, he's not actually sending it forward to contest the airspace around the midpoints. He's just keeping it back here. A little bit... I suppose I can understand why he's being a bit conservative, given the lack of income, but one has to wonder if... Okay, I suppose it was a bit of a point to keeping on the defensive there. Because he literally just went with a helicopter 4, so I can only brought up a couple of other things as well. Let's have a look actually what's happening here. Lexray taking Bravo with some helicopters, helicopter infantry, and looks like, call him DR, I suppose, is sending in a whole bunch of infantry as well in various APCs. Very nice. So at the very least actually, they do manage to ward away SAS's helicopters, and yeah, there we go. So he's going to be retreating to Juliet. In my opinion, I don't know. He might have retreated a bit too soon. I mean, the SU... Was it an SU? I think it might have been, actually. I can't remember. Well, that air superiority plane... I don't think it really shot down any helicopters, though, not from what I can tell. But there you go, in either case we managed to capture India just fine and dandy. Bravo is firmly under opponent's control, and Gulf will soon belong to me. Very nicely done indeed. Opponent's also going to be deploying a CAT 29TB over here for no real reason. Should have just deployed a recon helicopter if that's what they're going to do. Wasted a BRDM at Alpha, but you never know, they might bring out some naval units. We'll see what happens. And yeah, looks like we've got SAS Best coming in with his Sea Harrier. Unfortunately, a little bit too much. What the fuck indeed? Oh, 2 UAZs, that's why. But anyway, a little bit too far forward though with that plane, though, to say the least. But oh well, what can you do? So there you go. Actually, yeah, that's right, because SAS Best has left. Oh, that's right, I actually took command of his forces here, even though it's not actually indicating it in the replay for some bizarre reason, but I'm pretty sure I did actually take command of his forces there, so I think it was actually me who ended up retreating over there, or maybe not, I can't remember when he actually quit, but yeah, so it's basically 2 versus 3, and he didn't even have any resources really saved up. I think we got like 7 resource points each from his remaining pool after he quit. So yeah, whatever. And we also inherited the almighty Challenger 2, which is just going to be fabulous in this sort of constrained battlefield of limited resources. There we go. So that was the Su-27SK just flying around, hanging out, having a great time. But we do have our own our own CF-188 Hornet. So it's not too bad really compared to the oh, actually, what do we have here? It's not too bad compared to the Su-2, what was it? Su-27SK, should I say, but yeah. Not exactly, you can't really go toe-to-toe to it, it needs superior control. And speaking of which, we actually are trying to poke our opponent's defences across the bridge here, and yeah, it actually, I don't know if this was actually on purpose or not, but we've actually done a great job of drawing their helicopters in to get shot down actually, and we also took out their stuff across here as well, and not to mention, not only that, we've even got their infantry, 2 squads of Luzandus, so that's Chinese infantry, I'm pretty sure. Or is it North Korean? I think it might be Chinese, but anyway, they're actually trying to cross the bridge as well, and actually not doing a bad job of it. Getting panicked, as well as shaken but not stirred, but and losing quite a few of their number, but still managing to cross without getting utterly annihilated. But okay, 1 squad is going to get annihilated, which was kind of unnecessary. I don't know why Hubless has decided to do that. I mean, he should have just kept him back here actually, in case if we wanted to attack across the bridge. But no, he didn't do that. Instead, he's actually going to lose both squads because he walked them across the fucking bridge out in the open like that. I don't know what the hell he was thinking actually. So there I am going to be sending recon apparently. Is it going to reach that area? We'll just see what happens. We also got Blackbird calling out the opponent's forces there. Very nicely done indeed. I don't know if it was his recce that actually saw that, or maybe these helicopters. But in either case, fortunately for us, the DR guy, well, actually, is it all DR? Yep, it looks like it is. Yeah, fortunately, he actually sends his forces across an open patch of the forest, and we managed to spot him maybe with the helicopters, I think. So in the brief moment when they were actually in the open, we managed to spot them. So bit of a, in my opinion anyway, a bit of a mistake on his behalf. If he wanted to be stealthy, well, as you can see, there was a little bit of forest on either side of this little hill here, so he could have gone across stealthily if he wanted to, and if he wasn't afraid about going out in the open, then he could have just used, I mean really, he could just use this road right here, this rather spiffing road. So, yeah, whatever. Thankfully though, that was revealed to us, and what is my response going to be? Looks like I'm actually going to be coming up with a Strike Master. So of course, one thing that I did mention in the chat, which is not being displayed in the replay because of the fucking in-game limitations, was the fact that me and my ally Blackbird, I believe we both had I think 200 points to spare after the initial deployment, just so that we could be a bit flexible with what we deployed afterwards. So it looks like I decided to deploy plane with part of that money, and didn't quite do anything actually. Flew straight over, probably because I told it to attack something that went out of view. In any case, yeah, flew straight over and yeah, managed to get out at the very least. Here we go. Got a Hornet coming in, but it doesn't actually have any anti-ground armaments apart from the cannon, but yeah, it's not going to be able to do too much. In any case, yeah, their troops and even their fancy schmancy BMP-3s are streaming in, even got BMP-Ts as well. I believe they were featured from Wargame Red Battle onwards, and looks like a plane just getting shot down from something or rather. I'm not entirely sure whose plane that even was actually, so apologies for missing that, but oh well. Also got Blackbird coming in with his CH-147s, and yeah, I'm even putting up a help thing there. Yeah, unfortunately the Blackbird's flying straight into small arms fire. Definitely not a good position for them to be in. At the very least though, I do have some Sassers coming in, so sassy Sassers coming in to do a bit of damage. And yeah, thankfully they should be able to form a bit of a bulwark there. Also got Assault Pioneers ready for instructions, so standing by as well just to flame the crap out of anything that gets into the building. And yeah, I've also got a bit of anti-air myself as well actually. Don't know if I mentioned that. I think I did actually. Didn't say kind of anti-air. It was just the FSA, so nothing too fancy there. But unfortunately though, my troops do go down, and yeah, things are looking kind of desperate for my little situation here. Thankfully though, I am sending in a bit of a backup force, so Centurions, a mighty Centurion Mark 5/1s, as well as some infantry in the rather crappy M113A1s as well. Also got my Strike Master coming in. He does manage to drop his napalm, and actually a very good napalm shots, if I do say so. Mortostelski is also getting panicked, also going to be coming straight into line of fire against Assault Pioneers, and these guys are pretty much going to be annihilated, and yeah, these guys are going to be, well, okay, only the BMP-3 here is going to be panicked, but these guys are worried, this guy's still calm, but there we go. I do manage to deploy my forces at the very least. My Centurion should not be getting into the flames there, a bit of a micromanagement by myself there, but fortunately though, the vast majority of my reinforcements do manage to come in at the very least, and yeah, even though my diggers are taking quite a bit of damage, at the very least they're allowing my Centurions to take a few pot shots here and there to slowly but surely whittle down these advanced APCs and support vehicles, so thank God for that. And these guys, yeah, all getting panicked and worried as well. That napalm strike really being the money shot, basically, of this little counter offensive by myself. There's Centurion, unfortunately, wandering into the flames. I don't know what the hell I was thinking of that. But at the very least, I did manage to blunt my opponent's offensive, yeah, pretty much entirely. I mean, we do have a couple of BMPTs remaining, but yeah, they're just going to get destroyed. Unfortunately, they did manage to do quite a bit of damage to me, I'll admit, but yeah, these guys are still panicked. All my guys, well, shaken and panicked. Okay, it's not that great, but still, the Centurions should be able, maybe, to take out the BMPT, hopefully. Krieger also coming in from Blackbird, because why not, eh? And hopefully he's going to go down. Ouch, more Centurions going down, but there we go, finally he does manage to get taken out, I think, by the Cougar, so there we go, nice little combined arms effort. Definitely doing loads of damage with those close quarter combat specialists, if I do say so. Something else getting shot down here as well, but I missed it, unfortunately. And now the opponents are only down to a single Afghansky here, which has run out of fuel, actually. So will we actually do anything about that Afghansky? Probably not. Probably not. Unless if we actually discover it, but it's probably going to be purely by accident in this case. As you can see though, we do still have a very powerful, actually is it really that powerful? Oh, okay, we still do have some enemy forces remaining here, but actually, that's interesting. This entire urban sector here is completely unoccupied, same for this little corner here. UAZs over here, they do have any actual infantry? No infantry here either actually. Got a whole bunch of APCs, not particularly good ones, just the standard empty LBVs, as well as a single Tunguska as well, which is kind of a bit far forward deployed. I mean, kind of means that infantry coming in can snipe it pretty easily. Also got a whole bunch of Igla Ns, which are not going to do particularly well if anything comes their way. We do have Gonostrelski's guarding this little approach to, what is this point again? Bravo, but yeah, actually our opponents don't really have too much in Bravo to fend off like a close quarter combat oriented forest assault. They do have a couple of advanced helicopters, Mi-24Vs, so pretty expensive as well actually, especially given how many of them he's got. Also has a recon helicopter, also has commando squad, well, command squad actually, not an actual commando squad, just a command squad to maybe take advantage of India, Spetsnaz as well to back them up. And yeah, as you can see, our opponents are definitely... Oh, there we go, defense, of course. Our opponents definitely are not out of the fight just yet. We did manage to significantly weaken them, though, and still seeing no naval craft by them, which is not too surprising, actually. What is kind of surprising is the fact that we didn't actually have any command vehicles for India. We had all these other forces, but no command vehicles, bizarrely enough, or command infantry or anything like that. And I'm pretty sure at this point everyone on our team has actually exhausted all of their... yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone's exhausted all of their resource points. And I'm not entirely sure about the opponent's team, actually. Yeah, again, this is another case where I really wish the in-game chat was recorded in the replay. Well, who knows, maybe we might see that in active aggression. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. That's going to be by the same... I think by the same developer and even by the same publisher. I'm 100% sure about that, but I think that'll be the case. We'll be using the same engine, and yep, we got DR exiting the hell out of there, and we even got SAS Best, I think. Are these my helicopters, actually? That I'm controlling on behalf of him? I'm not entirely sure. A bit of a strange maneuver sending him in like that. I think it was just to see what was happening here, but in any case, yep, looks like the... Yep, looks like our forces are gathering to strike, and yeah, I believe in the in-game chat we were debating on whether to go after Bravo or not, but I was under the impression that since they attacked us from there, that they would probably have a bit of a strong contingent of troops and vehicles, you know, in case if we decided to counter-attack along there. But apparently, or at least that's what my reasoning was for not actually attacking here. But no, apparently that wasn't actually the case. The biggest threat we would have faced would have been the helicopters, but because all this is forested terrain, we'd be able to get to them. Well, we'd be able to get pretty close to them basically before they'd engage us. So, in either case, the main battle is going to play out here, and what the hell? This is probably going to be the last battle of the match. As you can see, pretty intense match though, even if it was with 0 income. But yeah, still pretty intense. A few battles going on here and there, a few attacks and counter-attacks, and yeah, we even have the opponents actually managing to capture India, and what do you know, they even got some score points coming in. As you can see, the actual score points are pretty close, so if we let them keep control over India, then yeah, we actually do face a bit of a possibility of losing. And since they do have some Spetsnaz to guard their command infantry, yeah, well, we definitely won't really want to approach this with infantry unless if we send in some really good infantry of our own, actually. But in any case, until that happens, though, we'll just see what happens. Yes. And hello, Bailey Klusky. Thanks for joining us. Basically put, this is a 0 income game, and yeah, we're having an interesting time on a couple of different fronts. So we do have... anyway, I won't repeat myself, actually, but yeah, you can basically see what's happening on the satellite view there, actually. So... there you go. Yeah, pretty interesting game nonetheless, and this Afghansky... Really? It actually got refueled, did it? Or... Huh. Interesting. Because I'm pretty sure it was like here before, or maybe not. In either case, we've encountered it. It's out of fuel now in either case. And it actually did manage to destroy a couple of things, so... there you go. But our attack on Juliet continues onwards. And anything happening towards Bravo? Nope. And I probably could attack with a few things, even though I have been depleted a bit. But nope. Instead, it looks like I'm going to be mounting a bit of a counterattack, as well as one of the Bisons by Blackbird, also going to be mounting a counterattack on India, which is pretty sensible given the fact that they barely got anything there. Makes a bit more sense than mounting an attack on a bit more of a strong point in Bravo. And Juliet's still continuing onwards, and the Challenger 2 is actually seeing a bit of use, God forbid. But really, I mean, I might also be deploying something like a Leopard C2 for all the good that this thing's doing. I mean, okay, it's nice, it is actually providing fire support, but really, you could do the same thing against infantry with, well, with the Leopard C2, for example. But what the hell, that's what was deployed by SAS Best before he decided to disconnect for some reason. And there we go, just Blackbird letting me know about this Triple Z here, which is completely unarmed, apparently. My Saxon just needs to go a little bit closer to it. I think this thing's actually armoured though. Yeah, it is actually. So I think this thing, yeah, only has like a Browning machine gun, so can't really do any AP damage. Yep, thanks old sport indeed. So yep, SAS is... holy shit, they can sprint like there's no tomorrow. So yeah, SAS is going to be coming in, And bam, down he goes. Juliet, how's the situation in India? Yep, actually everything in Juliet has been annihilated. Challenger 2, I suppose, did a bit of damage, but yeah, now the remaining fight is going to be in India. Yep, in India actually. These commandos, yeah, they are doing a bit of damage, but yeah, they're getting stunned, panicked, and destroyed. Game, set, and match, if I do say so. So yeah, while my minigun APC is just basically coming in for the kill, and yeah, there's actually a nice little spread we got going on here, which basically means that they shouldn't be as affected by the area of effect damage dealt by the RPOs of the Spetsnaz. So yeah, nice little spread indeed, and yeah, there we go. Getting them caught out in the crossfire, they're about to get completely annihilated. Just a second. One lone guy surviving, and yep, down it goes. Wow, even actually, I think there was actually a strike master coming in. It was a bushmaster. I think it was a bushmaster coming in. You know, just really to make sure that they die as horribly as possible. So, well done, I suppose. Well done, indeed. Afghansky, bizarrely enough, actually managed to survive the entire match and even managed to destroy something without getting any damage taken in return, actually. So, well done to that Afghansky, I suppose. But yeah, if you just look at what's remaining, yeah, not much on our opponent's side. The biggest concentration of stuff they have is actually in Bravo, so just have a look at what we've got here though. It would have been tricky to actually mount an assault with my limited resources that we had left over here, although I could have redeployed these guys to fight. What about to... Actually no, I could have taken out these guys pretty easily, even if they are in cover in buildings and all that. Yes, it wouldn't have made much of a difference because of, you know, just eagle infantry, so against ground forces they wouldn't be able to do too much at all. But look at that, they're still not giving up. Got a lone UAZ coming in. Whoops, just zooming up a bit too much there, just hide the HUD. There we go, just zooming through the jungle, because why not? Knocking down trees as it goes. Very hardy vehicle actually, the fact that it can drive through terrain like that. So there you go. Apparently some flares being deployed. Oh, okay, just to attack there, apparently. But no, the UAZ has actually managed to completely neutralize Golf because I didn't actually have anything deployed along here. After all the redeployments and the losses that I suffered. But not that it makes much of a difference anyway, given that we've only got less than half a minute to go. Yeah, it's funny though, we didn't even have a place CV for India. Okay, not having one for Juliet is kind of to be expected, but still not India though. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, interesting game nonetheless though, nice little thingy, yes, great analysis. Yeah, nice bit of back and forth actually, attacks and counter-attacks happening all over the place. Yeah, sort of what opponents could have done, well they could have wasted less money on capturing useless points like Alpha, and maybe a little bit less on helicopters as well actually. I think they all ended up dying. Yeah, that and yeah, maybe just, yeah. Maybe bouncing out their forces a bit more as well actually would have helped. But there you have it, still an interesting game nonetheless. So there you have it. I shall see you all next time.